I'm gonna start it in 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Thanks for clicking on the video. Welcome to the Drunken Ship Podcast. This is a weekly podcast that we do every week, upload every Friday, 9 a.m. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I'm your co-host.
Are you reading this from a script?
No. That was literally off, what do you mean? Off this,
Looks like you're reading from
off
a script.
the dome.
Oh, okay.
No, literally. Just. I'm your co-host, Jordan Crockett, aka Captain Crockett, aka CyberCalamity, aka Dirty Dan, aka
Dirty Dan.
Larry,
You did this last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AKA Sloppy Toppy. AKA Big Titty, Little Waist.
Little waist.
Little
Meg the
waist.
Stallion.
Meg the Stallion.
I. What?
No, that was weird. We both said I at the same time. I am joined on the ship, this drunken little ship,
The drunken ship.
by
Drinking,
my co-host,
sipping that good
Tay
old
Norman,
green tea.
AKA Nostalgia Swords, AKA
That's such a cringy name. I made it in
Tay
2013.
Infinite.
Tay Infinite sounds better. That's my official finalized name there.
Official.
Tay Infinite. Yeah. Tay Infinite here. How you doing? It's your first time listener. Hope you're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, if you're listening from Spotify, thank you so much. Thank you for clicking on the Spotify. And if you're listening from SoundCloud, thank you so much.
Oh, that little SoundCloud audience we have.
Yeah.
It was funny.
If you guys would like to see the video format of the show, you can go over to Drunken Ship
You said it
or
all wrong.
YouTube / Drunken Ship.
Yeah. Or sometimes you got to type it in on YouTube and find.
You can just Google Drunken Ship, and I think.
Oh, we up there now. We on Google now.
Yeah,
I
I think we have
good.
enough videos now.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough for the introductions, I guess.
Yeah. The 2-minute introduction. Or 1 minute because I got to edit it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Guys.
Huh?
Should you pay $70 for a video game?
That's pricey, dude.
$70.
That's really pricey.
So,
I think 60 is pricey. 70 is overboard for me. I'm a cheapskate though, so. Yeah.
We've known this. All right, so let's get a little back context. Oh, I can't talk today. So we finally got an announcement on, I think it was 2K21.
Yeah.
2K announced that 2K21 is going to be $70 at launch on next gen. This is our first price that we've gotten for next gen, and it's going to be $70. I don't know if, but that is going to be like, I guess, the standard price. That's going to be the base price, and then you could probably buy an even more expensive version. This is the first time it's went up since probably 2005, 2007.
Well, it's let me kind of word it better. The game is $60. To upgrade is $10. But something like PlayStation's crossplay or Xbox.
So this game's gonna be crossplay.
No, not crossplay. I mean cross-buy. My bad. Cross-buy. What's PlayStation? Xbox's one called Smart Delivery. So they all free.
Yeah.
They're all free. Theirs, but it can be the developer's decision to make a $10 price tag. You know how Cyberpunk is upgrades free. From Xbox One to Xbox Series X. 2K is making it $10. They're adding a price tag to it. Shouldn't be a thing. It should be free.
Is this setting a precedent for other games to follow?
That's the problem. 2K is a large install base, so because people are gonna buy 2K no matter how bad it is or how terrible the brightness are.
That's they will buy it every single year.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that's not a fair way to judge a game because they know people want to buy it up. That's not fair. Make it to something like some obscure game like Assassin's Creed compared to like not obscure but something with a lesser known audience like Assassin's Creed or anything else but annual games. So annual games gonna get a lot of money.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is also annual,
but I
don't think they're annual anymore. But they used to be annual.
I don't think it's in a higher like standard as like Madden and 2K and all that stuff. Because that's a guarantee making bank there, simply because of the name. But you need something more obscure, like Cyberpunk would have been a good example, because we don't know what this franchise is or this series what it will be.
Right.
So like If they pay like a $10 price tag, that should be more eye opening. But something like
So when you say $10 price tag, they're tacking $10
to
upon
upgrade
the $60.
Yeah, to upgrade. The game is still $60 if you play it on PS4, Xbox One. But if you want to upgrade,
Let's say that I'm buying it for my PS5, it's going to be $70.
that's how I'm confused at. Would it be $60 or $70? Well, it depends.
I guess it would be.
See, that's what doesn't make any sense. So it has to be if it's. I think they mean like if it's cross to upgrade. I don't think games will be $70. I think the upgrade is $10 more. There's a difference.
This is why I wanted to talk about this, because we have been in the realm of $60 for quite a while now, and it has not went up in, I don't know, like tens. I mean, let's see, because I did have some stats I wanted to talk about game wise. So I mean, like in early consoles, like in like the Sega like Genesis and stuff like that, I mean, those early games were $40 to $80.
They were pricey, yeah. Plus,
and I mean, you adjust that with like inflation. If you just adjust it for inflation, I mean, that's probably what, $60, $70, $80. I mean, like,
yeah.
If the game was like $80 back then, that's like an equivalent, probably like $110 now.
Yeah, I'm about to put an article up.
Hang on, I wanna get through the games first before we get to the consoles.
Okay.
And then like PS1, those games were about $50.
Yeah.
At launch, and then once we got into like Xbox 360, PS3 era, that's when games became $60.
Hey, not to cut you off.
But they have stayed $60.
Oh, am I going crazy? Someone made a tweet earlier too. I saw, like an hour or two ago. I saw when we were a kid around the PS2 GameCube era, wasn't games $30 to $40? Or maybe I'm going crazy because I remember seeing game prices that.
I mean, like when I was a kid, like I never
paid attention to it.
Ever paying for a full price game. I never bought PS1 games.
I mean, like talking about PS2 and
GameCube
and Xbox One. I mean, the original Xbox. I promise you, they were never $60.
I was too young to buy games, but yeah. I think those games are probably about $50.
Yeah, I think they never were 60. I think it started 60 last year.
They started becoming 60 once like 360 came out.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, so they've kind of slowly went up with each new generation. Though we should say that the 360 PS3 era was really weird because it lasted for so long.
Yeah, it was too long.
Because it lasted, how many? It was like what, 3 extra years or 2 extra years or something like that.
It was because of the 2008 situation we had.
The crash of the stock market.
I think that was one of the main reasons too, if I'm not mistaken.
So it drug like a couple extra years. Because when did the Xbox One and PS4 came out? That
2013.
Came out like, 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah, it dragged for a while.
Because last generation started in 2005. People keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. It, I mean, that generation lasted for so long.
Yeah. Hated that generation.
I remember because like I bought. Shit, my camera's not focusing. Because I bought like a base 360, and then like halfway through, I had to buy a new 360. I had to buy like a slim. I
only had one 360. I had a Pro, so I bought my 360 in 2009. I got mine like 4 years late. Jesus Christ! Because if 360 came in 2005, that makes you think a while. I bought it 4 years into its cycle, and I was still early. Because generation ended in 2013.
I think I got a Pro. I think I want to say 2007.
Yeah. See,
and then I think in like 2010. Wait, did I get in 2007? I had it for like 4 years.
When did it Elite come out?
I think I had it for 4 years, and then I think I got a new one, and I think I had that new one for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Maybe okay. So I think I got a Slim in like 2010. Anyway, yeah. I mean, But I mean, games back then were $60. I mean, as long as I can remember, when me personally going to the store purchasing a full price game, it was always $60 at launch. They're always 60, and those prices have never changed, even though that we have turned into like a new generation. We went through the Xbox One, PS4 generation, and the game still stayed at $60. Although I will say that, like, I guess digital they have digital deluxe. They've tacked on like little things over the years recently.
There's extra content.
Digital deluxe going up to like tack on like $20 more or something, and then they do season pass, make it like $90 or something, and then they do like special editions and stuff.
I'm fine with
like
the
150.
I'm fine with those digital games, like the extra content, like the digital deluxe version is like $10 to $20 more. But when it comes to something like Battle Pass, I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't like the Battle Pass concept at all.
It's like our season pass.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Because digital sounds reasonable, because you're getting that day one. That's yours. But when it comes to like that season pass crap, even Nintendo's doing it now with Smash. Like it's really, that's a bizarre concept. You're paying DLC ahead of time,
I feel like that was
right?
more like the move a couple years back.
It started this generation, right?
Yeah. I mean, season pass, because there was like a time like where there was like so much content, I guess, coming after. Like I think Call of Duty kind of set this standard, because they would do like, I don't know, like I can remember like on Modern Warfare 2, I had to buy like 6 DLCs or something. It was like every couple, I don't know, 4 months, it would have like new maps, new guns. It was always like a new map, or like 2 maps or something, and then like 2 new guns, and then a couple skins or whatever. That was like for Modern Warfare 2. And then you would buy those like 4 times. And I guess they started like, okay, what if we just like, you just pay outright, and it would just be cheaper. You buy it, or you're almost buying it in bulk. So you pay $60 for the game, and then you buy $30 worth of season pass, but you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, you don't know what's coming.
But you're not gonna have to pay like, $20 per like DLC.
I think they tease it now.
That's kind of how it went for a couple years. And then after that, like they started saying like, oh, okay, this is what you're gonna get with this. Here's all the DLC.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, make your decision then. But that was like really hot. I mean, back in like 2014, that was like the move. 2015.
Yeah, it was around that time it started to become popularized, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then we got into like 2017. That's when we started seeing like free to play games.
Yeah.
And they started doing, and then about, I guess like 2018, because like in 2017, like it was all about skins. Like you just buying skins, and I guess CS:GO had probably something to do with this. And then like they saw the free to play market, and then like I guess with the phones, like phone games and stuff like that, it's like they made.
Like, go ahead.
Is the microtransaction.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That's like where you kind of got this business model where like you give like half the game cheap, and then they buy like material upgrades or whatever.
Yeah. And
then that almost became illegal when you started getting pay to win. Mm-hmm. And then after the kind of the pay to win situation got out of hand, it's now that a lot of companies have just turned into like just
free to play
cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetics. They're meant to drain your money. It just depends how someone's utilizing it though. Like Warframe is. I always bring up Warframe as the worst one in my opinion. Warframe is a fantastic game, but it has those. In my personal opinion, it's a free to play game, but it's a pay to win game as well too. To get all that cool,
which is like the
obviously
worst type
better
of free
content.
Game.
Yeah, and it sucks because like when you're trying to grinding is like almost impossible in that game to me.
Yeah,
because it won't like. And saying
even Modern Warfare back in the day, those DLC packs, the guns that would come with those packs.
Yeah.
So they'd come up with like 2 new guns. those guns when they first come out, they're unstoppable. They would do so much damage.
Yeah.
And it obviously was like, I mean, back then it was pay to win. Even games with like Warframe, which was like one of the early, I guess, adopters for that kind of business model of it's a free game, but now it's pay to win. But
to get that
if
cool.
you pay for like, you know, this gun, you're going to do a lot better, which is, I guess legal cheating.
Yeah, didn't who was it? A company got in trouble because it was considered gambling. Remember that?
That was.
It was something where this can be considered gambling.
I mean, I guess like Overwatch kind of did that. I think FIFA.
It was one game.
It was something like FIFA.
Some company got in trouble for that. Cause they're trying to make it like.
I mean, EA has like been denying like all the. What is it? We don't call it. We call it fun mechanics.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Fun mechanics.
Fun mechanics. And now we're in kind of in the generation of this free to play, like kind of like Apex model, where it's free to play and now you just pay for the battle pass. So you pay $10 every like 3 months or whatever for like, you know, new content. Eventually though, you will pay more than $60 for the game. And I think I've surpassed $60, or I am at $60 for Apex.
That's what they get you at. You're actually technically, quote unquote, if you actually support though, you're paying more than the base price tag of a normal game. The problem with these things is, and people always ask, why do they keep doing this? Well, people keep buying them. It's not going to stop until people stop buying them. And we're so deep into it that it's not going to go away.
I mean, look at it. Like Fortnite, they're filthy rich.
Yeah.
Because it
cosmetics and stuff.
So I've paid way over. I'm probably right at $60 for Apex now, and Fortnite has like adopted that business model. Oh, I remember what I was saying. So you buy the battle pass, right? And it has like say 100 levels. You don't even know if you will get through all 100 levels. Instead of just getting the skin outright, that you have to grind for it.
That's why I stopped playing them. Well, I only brought one, but I just like the concept of it. It's so stupid because they expect you to put so many hours, and don't they put like a time limit on them now? Like it's a time limit to finish this before the battle pass is up. Yeah,
so I mean, like Apex has like you have so many weeks.
Yeah, that's
to do it. And it's not like it's easy. You have to kind of grind through it.
It's skill based too. So.
I know. Like when Apex first came out and their battle pass, people complained that it was way too hard, and it was, because I got it and I'm like, shit. I think maybe I got to level 20, and I put in like probably at least 60, 70 hours into playing that battle, just could not move that dial.
Yeah,
it's a little bit better now, but I mean, like
I still think it's the same. I don't think it changed at all.
You have to play every day. I mean, that's how they get you. Like, you have to play every single day to get through these things. So it's a little bit dicey still. But, I mean, this strategy right now is what, I guess, developers' response of, like, they do not want to make their games higher than $60 because if they make theirs... So, say a game makes their game $70. Well, but other people do not follow suit with that, then no one's going to buy that game because it's overpriced. They're like, oh, I'm not buying it because it is $70. Some people will buy it, but not everyone's going to buy it. And I think they're going to lose a lot of sales because of it. So no one wants to do that. So everyone's just like, well, we put this like a little trinket or something, little digital deluxe, you know, with the game. Maybe they'll entice more people to buy, you know, the game at $80 or something.
I don't think so.
Or like $100 or collector's edition. Those like console collector's edition, I think they probably make up. I mean, they only need to sell like a couple of those, and then, you know, at $300 or like $500, $600, and then that makes up for probably a large margin.
Yeah, but I think that's more like optional based than what they're trying to do here now.
I mean, it is optional, but I mean, if they make it, someone will buy it.
Yeah, someone will buy it, but still, people are still gonna buy that base game too. Which is $60. That digital or statue to get console version or whatever that means, pre-order bonus. That's still.
And it's a lot of that stuff that comes with. I mean the deluxe version, whatever. It's like, I mean, they've been doing like $80 editions forever. In any game you buy now, it has an $80 edition, and I mean, developers have been doing that on purpose because they don't want to sell their game at $70 or $80 at base. They have to keep it at 60, but they had to keep all this extra shit in. And then after that, they had to do DLC.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is how they've just kind of, in the industry, how they've been kind of sneaking extra price tags on top of stuff, right? So I think now we're getting to the point where that's just not sustainable anymore. And now we're probably going to get to the age of it's going to go up $10.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I'm looking at See, I was right. The PS. Okay, can I pull up the article?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I'm on an article now, and it's inflation. Games are apparently cheaper, which that still confuses me because I think games are more expensive than ever to make. Actually,
yes. Yeah. So that's why I mean, games now are cheap. I mean, games now are like super cheap. Even if you don't consider $60 cheap, it is very cheap compared to what you're getting. Honestly, because like when I played back in 2015, when I was playing The Witcher 3 and I played Metal Gear Solid 5, I looked right at those games and I'm like, these are not $60 games. These are $80 games. But I'm only having to pay $60. But I could tell these games are so big. It has so much content and so well made. These are like, it's crazy that I paid $60 for these games. And I think it's been a long time coming. It's been a long overdue that they needed to go up. And I mean, it's not like, but it's like, not like wages are going up and it's not like people are making more money now. And I think it has something to do with our, like, you know, economy. I can't say
economy.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid saying it, but it has something to do with that. Yeah,
because it says like an article like $1 in 1912 has the purchasing power of $23 today. Can you imagine how rich you would be in 1912? You have your money now.
It's like going to a foreign country that's like really poor, and then you had like $5 in your pocket, which is like equivalent to like $50.
Because it says like, I remember someone I was watching a podcast years ago. Someone mentioned Nintendo games. It says like, where was it? The Nintendo. I remember saying people Nintendo games are like hundreds of dollars can be a normal game, $80 to $100, which is scary to think about today. Like, I'm not imagining paying like $100 for like.
I mean, back in then, I mean, imagine for inflation too. That's like $300 for a game. Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it wasn't as accessible, and there was definitely those type of things were for the upper class. Those, I mean, that type of entertainment was only for a select group of people.
Middle class, upper class people.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but now it's way more accessible, way more. So they have to make it for a more accessible audience, and not everyone can afford it. So I mean, they have to keep it at 60.
Well, I would argue though, like, because that's why people are so concerned about the PS5 price tag, and people's like say if it's like it's over, if it's like people are like, even though our dollar is higher in terms of how much worth or whatever, $600 is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
To say hypothetically, PS5 is $600. Some people are still iffy about that. Because, like, even though the things are just getting more expensive, even though the dollar bill is more expensive.
Yeah.
So I think the status quo really never changes. Like,
I mean, eventually it has to. It has to. I mean, like, it has to go up. I mean, parts get better, but more expensive. I was like, actually, it's funny. I was watching Back to the Future Part 2 last week, and it's so funny that movie takes place in 2015, and they were like just expecting everything to be like hoverboards and shit in the future. and in like 30 years, it's all the same shit. It's just a little bit more sleek.
Yeah.
But like in that, like a newspaper would cost like $10,000 or something, because you have to adjust everything for inflation.
Yeah.
So like they would, I mean, and eventually we will get to that point, because I mean, if you think about like how much, like, I don't know, like a haircut cost back in the like the 30s.
Probably 5 cents.
Yeah, like 10 cents, 16 cents, something like that. And now it's like $20, $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My highest I ever played was $25. Like, ugh. And this is someone who grew up free haircuts all his life. I hated paying $25 for a haircut. That was something I wasn't used to.
Yeah, and I mean, in certain places, it's even more than that.
Jesus.
Like
I think
Adriana's got a haircut. Women get way worse, because like Adriana's got a haircut, and I think she paid like $80 to
$80. No way.
They get ripped off, dude. But they go through. they got to go through the whole. I mean, they get their hair washed and
that machine.
You know, they get all that extra shit. I mean, she just wants her hair cut, but they got to justify that $80.
Oh, they don't. They don't like what mechanics do to people. You go in for a flat tire, but they want to like fix your glass.
I noticed your radiator fell off while you came in here.
He has a wrench, like he broke it.
It's like, hey, I noticed your windshield broke. My windshield's not broke. They didn't take a windshield. I had a wrench in it. It's crazy, man. Give me my fucking $600.
I would never pay $80 for a haircut ever. Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I don't think games would be $70. To be honest with you, this articles are clickbait. They're trying to say like games are $60 when they meant that the upgrade is $10 more.
Yeah,
they get that's the article didn't mention.
I mean, like, there's no way that it's gonna stay at $60 forever. There's no fucking way. Even though that we are not getting paid more now, it's not gonna stay at 60, because just the technology is advancing too far. Yeah, it has to go up eventually, and it that's why it's so weird. And why we feel so frightened about it now, because it didn't go up last time. From the 360 to like, so Xbox 360 to Xbox One, and PS3 to a PS4.
Yeah,
price never changed, but it should have, and it just didn't, because we were in a recession.
Like, you see the budget for video games now? They're high.
Yeah, they're
really
ridiculous.
High. Really
but games. And that's like why, I mean, you can tell it's like, you can see the storm coming with the developers tacking on, $80 DLC or something to a game.
Oh, yeah.
But but they're not forcing your hand to buy it, but people are buying it. And that's just how they're kind of justifying, like, like here, I mean, you don't have to buy it, but you can. If you want to go, like, you cool cosmetics, and like even with Call of Duty was, I mean, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new one that just came out, that is like the latest like telling signs of this, because it was a $60 game, and it also has a battle pass system that you can pay for,
like leading
get all the goodies in it.
Like leading like to the next topic with this. So that's like, hypothetically, these games become like $70 in the next 2 years. Will those games be quality games, no buggy mess? Will they take away battle pass and all that mess away? Would it be implemented into the base game?
That depends. I mean,
because we had like $60 games.
It's gonna be next gen, but I mean, those early years in next gen is not gonna make. It's gonna be about like. It's not gonna be like any update of from a PS4 perspective.
No, I guess like around the first. Oh no, I don't know.
I mean, you don't really see a difference until like 3
years in. 4
years in.
Yeah.
Because you have to let the developer get the new technology and then develop it. Like,
but it's not
right now,
that's
why you don't see a huge jump when you buy a next gen console, because like this system was probably developed not like maybe 2 years ago, while everything was in beta.
Yeah, they have dev kits. Like, you really see the full potential of a first or next gen game with the first party games. Like Halo Infinite will look gorgeous.
I don't know. Kinda. they're mainly like riddled with like the gimmicks that the console comes with.
Mm-hmm.
So like with like Last of Us Part 2, I mean, the PS4 is shaking the controller.
Yeah, look
like
at
that, using the swipe pad.
Yeah, like The Last of Us 1. That was the last PS3 exclusive. That game looks amazing when it first came out.
Yeah.
But like that's why I was saying like Last of Us 2 is probably peak PS4. Like quality wise.
Yeah, it is at its end of its life cycle.
Yeah, I think it's peak.
But I mean, it sounds. I mean, you have a base PS4.
Yeah.
And when you play like certain games, it sounds like it's a fucking jet engine because it's just trying to process.
Apparently, that's a dust issue. A lot of people keep saying that, but I'm afraid to open my PS4. But a lot of people keep saying that's a dust issue. It's my fans or something. But that shouldn't be a problem for a game, right?
Yeah. I mean, a
digital
game.
Yeah, because they made
a digital game. I guess not.
Because they made.
I mean, I think PlayStation did or Sony put out a statement about the fans. Like, they're adding more fans into the PS5 to keep it from overheating.
Yeah, it made a big deal about that. Because they made like the PS4, or at least tried to, like the way it's made, the vents on the back, they meant to not overheat. But I guess there is so much cutting edge tech with these games now, like the PS4 is overclocking or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's melting. Yeah. It's just melting your PS4.
Yeah, like I guess they're going over the limits they should be going. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, because those like end of the cycle games. I mean, they push whatever that thing can get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when GTA 5 came out, it came out at the end of 360 PS3, and people forget that game was a cross-gen title. And that thing was like going to melt my 360.
I remember my P360 being loud playing that. You just brought a memory from that. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I remember my room was hot.
Yeah,
playing that game.
I forgot about that.
It was like because there was so much, and then the graphics were so good. It was trying to keep up, and I had a Slim, and that thing was still pushing it.
I still argue that game should have been only a next gen only game. That would have pushed units like crazy. But they had a bigger install base last gen, so they had to. So like, but that game should have never meant to be last gen at all. It should have been just for PS4, Xbox.
Yeah,
and I was putting that back. God, like, and that's it ties into more things too, like the problem we talked about this before, I believe, like how games are getting too freaking big on these current consoles, like size, like. Call of Duty, I don't know what the current size of Call of Duty right now. Modern Warfare, like that game is probably the largest freaking current gen game right now. It has to be.
It was like it was 80 gigs at launch, I think, when it came out, and then they've had 4 seasons of DLC, and each of those DLCs have been like 50 gigs. So the game's at least got to be 190, 160, something like around there, like gigs.
Okay, like according to Google, Call of Duty, this is as of May 9th, 2020. The game is currently 180 gigabytes.
100 how much?
180 gigabytes.
180.
Yeah, that's absurd, yo.
Yeah.
That's
one game. That's one game.
That's about what? That's about like what? My math is long. About 4 or 5 PS4 games, early PS4 games when it first came out.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Which I mean, the game is like, it has that much content in it. The game is riddled with content. Like they constantly have new shit in that game.
It has content, but the problem is terribly optimized. That's the problem. Like the content is there. I don't think no one's disagreeing with that. It just like. It
looks great. It's on a new engine too. I think that's a next gen engine that they put it on.
Oh my god!
Because it looks great.
It doesn't look that great. We argued about this plenty of times.
It looks fucking good. Don't tell me that.
I'm not
arguing about this anymore. It looks good.
It looks okay. It looks good. It's really mediocre.
It looks great.
Nah, I disagree.
It looks great.
Looks mid. I've seen way better games than this.
Nah. No, you haven't. You never seen it. I won't argue that, but yeah, it's fucking huge because, and I mean, it's obviously that game is probably developed for next gen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they use whatever life they could suck out of, like, I mean, they were given that sloppy toppy.
Stop saying that.
They were giving that sloppy toppy to the next or last gen just to squeeze whatever they could out of it to make that game.
I'm looking at an article because I remember didn't Activision come out and made a statement about this? It was Infinity Ward that made a statement.
But I don't know if it's. They did have like one update that was 80 gigs, and then they cut it down to like 40 gigs. So it might be an optimized issue.
See, like, I'm about to.
I was chopping it up to. It's just it's just a huge game, but it might be just poorly optimized. But that doesn't seem. It seems weird, right, for Call of Duty?
Yeah.
To be like poorly optimized.
See, like,
because I mean they're professional. I mean that's like big boy AAA title.
But it's Activision. They want this game out as possible. That's what I mean. It's priority, no matter how terrible the console is, because the annual release. But like the quote, Infinity Ward's production director Paul Haley, he said, "Modern Warfare and Warzone are both massive experience with tons of ways to play and new content adding regularly. And we are I don't even try to say that word of overall download size. As a team, we are committed to updating the game with new free content, of course, but have also taken steps for overall footprint manager, including DLC package managed screen for console users. This allows players to pick and choose which DLC packs they want and keep, and remove the others and recover more space. So you can choose what you want to download. I think I experienced that on Modern Warfare.
You can choose?
Yeah, I remember seeing that option. I remember seeing some special ops thing and all that stuff. It's like a list. Yes.
Oh, because yeah, they've when you first install the game?
Yeah, I think they do.
You can choose like, do you want to download the story or do you just want to download multiplayer? Yeah.
So I think they're saying like the game is large, but we see it.
If you don't want to,
we download everything.
Tack on some like extra.
Yeah.
Because some people don't give a shit about like Spec Ops or the story. I've never even played Spec Ops.
That's how I didn't read on. So I think people just actually by mistakenly downloading everything, stuff they don't even play.
Right.
Yeah.
God, they have 4 separate things too in that game. They have story mode, they have multiplayer, they have Warzone, and then they have Spec Ops.
I didn't even touch Spec Ops or story mode yet.
It's a meaty game, dude.
It's a fantastic game, yeah. Multiplayer, at least. I haven't played the story mode yet. Spec Ops and anything. But multiplayer and what is it? Warzone is called? They're fun.
Yeah.
But I guess I got to delete the stuff I don't use. I don't even know what Spec Ops is. It's like a co-op
It's
thing.
multiplayer. It's like 4 players wave
missions.
I think.
Yeah, the standard stuff.
We should try it. We should try it one day.
I don't care. I think you should. I don't know why. Yeah.
I mean, you might like it. I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it either. But speaking of like PS5 and like seeing what the prices are and stuff, I mean, I have it pulled up right now. If you want to show it, like the Atari like 2600 in 1997 was $200 at release, and if we do inflation rate, it's by 258.90%, which now would be $771 and that's insane.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's like, what was the PS3 was $600.
$200 in 1977.
Yeah, 1999.
PS3, the Black Eye here, 2006, $600 cost.
Well, $100 difference.
Adjusted for 16% at inflation.
Yeah,
about $700 now.
Look at the Xbox 360 one. That's interesting.
2005, it was at $400 launch. It was at $400, huh? I wonder if that's the arcade version. They had different price points though.
Yeah, that's arcade version.
I don't know if they came out later. I don't know if they launched them. I think it was the arcade at first.
Then arcade Pro, then Elite.
Because they had arcade Pro and then Elite.
Yeah,
but I think those came later.
Yeah, I think Pro came out at the time I got it, 2009.
Did maybe Pro and Elite came out later?
See, they came out later. Because I was trying to figure out like.
Did they come out at the same time or did they come out separately?
I remember the Elite TV commercials, but I don't remember Pro commercials. I remember seeing Elite commercials during that time. That's what I was trying to figure out earlier when we were doing the show. Like, when did the Elite come out? Like 2010 or 11? I don't know. So I remember my someone in class was talking behind me, talking about he got the Xbox Elite. He talking about the black one? Like, yeah. And this was in 2000. Yeah, it was 2009. So yeah, I guess I'm assuming how you work with console, how the Slim comes out after the original one. So I guess the Xbox.
It's like an improved version.
Yeah, I think the Xbox Pro probably came out in 2007.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
that sounds more
like,
reasonable.
They probably had two different versions. You want like because the Pro and the Elite were pretty much the same thing. It was just the Pro came in black and it had more memory. That was the only thing. It was the same thing as the Pro.
I think like 120 gigabytes. It's laughable.
So if you bought it like Xbox 360 adjusts for inflation about $450.
Yeah.
So Atari. We won't even talk about the Atari because $700.
That's so far back.
That was so far back. I mean, that was only for the 1%. PlayStation 3 was a Saturn. You ever had a Saturn?
No, it didn't do well. The second Saturn or the Dreamcast.
No. So it was $400 at its launch, and just for inflation, $613.
What a cool name though, Sega Saturn.
Second Saturn.
Can you imagine if Sega came back into the console industry? It'd be like Sega, Nintendo.
That'd be great. I mean, that'd be great for competitive. I think it's always healthy to have like a bunch of competition.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of wish what was it succeeded? The
Dreamcast?
No, it just came out by Google.
Oh, Stadia? Yeah, Stadia, me too. I wanted to be a
Stadia
fourth guy.
Succeeded just to have more competition.
That'd be interesting to see. I do agree with that, even though I don't care for it, but I kind of want to be. I want something else out there too. Maybe something interesting. Yeah.
PC's kind of getting that now.
I think
with
PC
the downloaders.
I think PC is like it's there, but I don't think people really care about more like Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Well, I mean, now it's becoming that now.
It's becoming more
because like it's like where do you download your games from Steam, Epic Launcher?
Yeah,
services.
Origin sucks. Anyway, Epic Launcher is the worst one in my opinion. I don't like Epic Launcher. That and
well, some games now are coming exclusive to those launchers.
Yeah, I think it's slowly killing Origin.
All you gotta do is just download and make an account, but it's not like you have to buy a completely new system. But I'm sure it does take up memory.
True, but when you think about it, it's like a universal platform. But it's kind of dumb. Just make like a one platform and throw them up there. It's corporates getting greedy. Just because Steam's successful doesn't mean you can make you successful.
Game Boy is Advance. When it came out, it was $100 in 2001.
I remember that price tag.
You do?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it'd be like about $130 now.
Yeah. It's not bad. God, look at the Game Boy Advance. $100. I remember that.
The PSP was... Wait, the PSP came out in 2005?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
$250. I remember buying one. Because that was like one of my first like console purchases. Which is not a console, it was a handheld. But I remember I paid $200 for it. Which I guess that was like not in 2005. Probably like 2011.
That price tag compared to the DS is justifiable. The PSP had more waste stuff than the DS.
Wow. The Vita came out in 2012 at the same price tag.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Vita La Vida. Keep forgetting Vita was 2012. I brought mine super late. I brought mine when it basically was dead. You know. What was it? I got Cyber Sleuth. 2016 when I got it. 2015 when I got my Vita. Yeah, lies.
So let's say that and it's more likely that we are moving into the generation of games that are going to be $70. And if they are $60, they are going to be like, it's probably not a good idea, honestly. I'm only speculating here, but it's probably not a good idea that if they are $60, they are going to have some weird gimmick with them. So they're going to be like $60, and then it's going to be half a game, and then you're going to have to pay more to get the rest of the game or something. It's going to be some bullshit like that. It's going to be like locked away content again.
But that's what we're going to do now. Some games
they can't keep justifying $60. It's just not how this is going to work. So $70, it's $10 more. It sucks, but I mean, it's better than having like, you know, season pass or like some bullshit, you know, some underhand shit that ending up costing more. You know what I mean?
To be fair though, like when I buy like, a physical game from GameStop, it comes to at least $64. So like $6 more I'm paying.
Yeah.
That's absurd. But like, this is interesting for Nintendo's case. Actually, I'm glad we brought that up. Like for Nintendo, like some place, like especially like Walmart. Like if I buy, I remember like I brought Link's Awakening. No, it was a game I brought. It was some. It was when I first got my Switch last year, and I brought Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. At GameStop, those games were $60. At Walmart, they were $50. And apparently, as the year went on, Nintendo games was $10 cheaper. I brought Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I remember texting you that morning. I bought it for $50
at Walmart.
Yeah, but the game was actually $60. I don't know how that work.
I mean that's like, I mean like companies buy it in bulk and then sell it at what they want. So they were selling that game at a loss.
Oh, they were losing money.
Yeah, because I mean they buy it from the company. I don't know technically. I guess they would buy it from a manufacturer or whatever. They buy like a case of units. So let's say like 1,000 units or whatever. It's 1,000 copies of the game, and then they sell it at a certain point, and then they probably make so much. Like I'm not counting or anything like that, but they probably make a like 5%, margin, like a profit on that or something. I guess
have no idea how these numbers work. I'm not gonna act like I do.
But if they're selling that game like hotcakes, and I mean obviously Call of Duty sell like hotcakes,
yeah,
they could probably sell that game at like $50 because they know people are going to buy that shit, and they're going to buy it even more if it's $50 at Walmart versus $60 at GameStop.
GameStop, because it's just cheaper there. Probably with a marketing ploy. I don't know, but it's a weird like. It's kind of interesting looking in Nintendo's point of view, where they go up in price. Because they are the most expensive, in my opinion.
I would argue that Nintendo might even lead the way in making their games $70.
I think they'd be the last one.
Dude, it's the Wild West right now. We have no idea.
But it's not gonna happen overnight. It'll be like at least like 6 years from now.
$80.
It's not gonna be $80.
We can only hope it'd be $10 more.
I don't even want $10 more. Make it $5 more. I'm already playing $5 more for these freaking games.
Now you're gonna be paying. Well, it'd go from, if you're paying $65, it'd go up to $70.
Yeah. God, that's ridiculous.
I think I would put my foot down at $100.
Seriously?
Could you imagine?
No way. That's never happening.
Adjust it for inflation.
That's never going to happen.
Adjust it for. It should have went up to $70 on when the Xbox One and PS4 came out. Now it should be $80 for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
No, see, that's the thing. People think it's going to happen like in like the next 5. No, it's going to happen in probably like 10 to 20 years. That's going to normalize.
Do you think there might be like a variety? We've never seen a variety. Well,
games.
actually, I take that back. We do see a variety sometimes, because some games do release at $30. Some games do release at $20 because they're not.
Crash kind of ended that. So, oh my God. So Crash may be the first sign of that. Platformers generation have been $40. Crash Bandicoot 4 is $60. That's new.
They are selling it at.
Crash 4 is $60.
It's gonna have like, the game is supposed to have 100 levels though.
I mean, like.
I guess depending, because but Crash and Spyro are also remasters.
True.
They are the same game. They're
but
just
like Sonic Force is a new game, and it's $40, a platformer. Same with Ratchet & Clank. It was a platformer.
I guess that that depends on content. Like, how much content is this game shipping with?
Cause like some of these platform games that come out with has been like $40. The only one who wasn't following in suit was like Nintendo. But the platforms that came out the generation were like $40. And that's why I remember saying that people saying like a big deal, like Crash is actually $60. So that may be a leading, and that's a current gen game, but that may be a leading sign to.
I wonder.
That's a $20 difference.
I wonder if it's possible in the realm of AAA games next generation are going to be at a, like, let's say $100, $90 price tag.
Not gonna
versus
happen.
A lesser known title, and it's going to ship at like $70.
Not gonna happen.
You think I'm insane, but I'm not. That's probably not that far off from reality, honestly.
I mean, and that's hopefully be a post-COVID world.
Because if you want that Witcher 4 with a huge world, and you know this game's gonna fucking smack and give you that sloppy toppy, you probably will pay $100 for it.
No, I'm never paying $100 for a video game.
If that game look at you right in the eye, gave you the sloppy toppy,
I stand by that.
For it.
I'm not paying $100 for a video game. That's ridiculous.
All right, it's not $100. It's $95.
That's $5 difference. I'm like, 70 is overboard for me. $70 overboard. That don't even look right when I'm going to a store. Like, imagine going to the store and see a game $70. What?
I mean, okay, so in the first couple years, you're probably gonna be like, I'm not paying that. And then 2 years go by and you're like, fuck, I've not played a good game in a goddamn minute.
I knew you were about to say that.
and then 3 years go by and be like, okay, here.
I mean, here's the thing.
I'm only buying so many games. 4 years go by, you buy every game at $70.
That's the thing. Games, in my perspective, people are going to be buying less games throughout the year. That's pricey. Yeah. That's what I was saying. You got to you got to justify these price tags.
Well, that's what we're not making more money. That's the thing. We're not making more money, so we can't afford. I mean, barely. I could barely afford $60 a game.
It's the same. I'm so hesitant to buy games.
So I mean, like buying 70, it cuts it. I mean, it's probably gonna cut what I buy now in half.
Like I'm
or
about,
like.
Go on.
You're gonna have to just. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you only buy one AAA game a year.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about what I was literally legit thinking like earlier. Like I'm gonna buy Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna be done for a while.
You can't buy anything more.
Then I'm about Crash in October, and that's like how many months difference?
You think they'll start doing like layaway
for games, pay as you go? What else the service is?
Could you imagine? I mean, and right there you go.
Service.
The next marketing.
That's already
service.
I mean, they've been trying to do it this generation.
You don't pay $100 for a game. You pay $5 a month.
Yeah, and
eventually you pay it off. I mean, how much is Xbox Game Pass right now?
I still understand how that works. People praise the crap out of it. I don't know how that mess works though. Is it a service or is like PlayStation Plus?
It's just like PlayStation has the same thing on what is it? PS Now Live, whatever. You just have the lobby. You just pay Netflix, a service. It's Netflix. It's Netflix of games. You pay a service.
Yeah.
Or you pay the fee, and then you have a library of games. You download the game and you play it. I wonder if you download the game. I mean, I don't use the service, but I wonder if you download the game, and let's say you don't pay it, you cancel your subscription. Does that game go away?
Yeah, it goes away.
Locked out.
It's by code. It goes away. Okay. PlayStation Now lets you do that now too. I think Xbox has been doing it from the get-go, but PlayStation started doing that like a year or two ago. To download it, play it offline.
I wonder.
But it's like a lockout.
I wonder if that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, so okay, hear me out. AAA games, or actually just all games, $100. That is too much. It's just too fucking much. The $100 per game. You're like, shit, I can't afford that. And then these game passes come along. It's like, hey, we'll give you the game $15 per month. You're slowly paying the game off, and you have an access of like a large library of games. And then it might become to a point where we are in streaming services now.
Sometimes,
like where there's Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, NBC, or CBS, like all this shit. Like, you can't afford to have 15 services. You're paying for cable channels. Yeah, they're too much.
The cycle repeats.
The game, I'm afraid, like games might do the same thing because
they are. We've been saying this for years though.
And then like when they start doing exclusives on these passes, it's gonna be bad.
I remember like when Google Stadia was coming out, people were like, we don't allow this. Like, guys, listen, like, even though I don't like it either, that's what's going to happen with video games, like it or not, because it's cheaper for them. Just throw it on the server and they make more money somehow that way because everyone's buying it. But like, yeah, that's going to be like a norm. Like, soon as they're going to be, well, PlayStation already has one, but it's going to be like to play Uncharted, download PlayStation Now. Play Halo, whatever, download Microsoft's game. I guess it's called Game Pass, or they could probably rebrand it to something that's like Microsoft Xbox Store or something. They probably call it that.
Xbox, yeah.
Or like even Nintendo, even though they're the golden child of people, they will do it.
You know what? I do not think. I feel like Nintendo won't do it.
They have to.
I feel like they won't. I feel like because it just seems like this won't. They're just like no.
I mean, like they're the only guys that are using cartridges right now, though. So they didn't even have a Blu-ray disc yet. They're 2 generations behind.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think they're concerned. I mean, they're not concerned with doing online at all because their online sucks.
I mean, they have Nintendo does what's the name now? What's it called? The Nintendo free game thing they do.
I mean, they don't even do.
But it's like super old game.
Yeah.
Nintendo's a completely different topic, but I think they will have to follow suit for that.
I think they're going to be really far behind if they do. Like, it will take them forever.
10 years after it's already normalized.
Yeah, to follow suit for like Netflix to games.
I'm not. This subject goes into different paths, and like streaming is one of them. Like that's because I remember, I don't know what was it where it made me realize like, God, these streaming services are getting too expensive now. There's too many. It's oversaturated now.
Which I have been saying this for ever since like as soon as like Hulu started charging, and I saw that Netflix and Hulu were both charging, and they're both charging like $10-15.
Netflix is
and then
$15
had like
a
tier
month.
passes. I could see it on the horizon. Cable was dying. The streaming service was becoming more popular.
Yeah.
In turn, and I've said this forever, it's going to do a reverse cable.
It is reverse cable.
You're going to eventually. We're not there yet, but there's going to be so many streaming services. There's going to be like, let's say there's 50 streaming services. There's going to be bundles where they're like, you're going to get Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu.
Isn't Netflix, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus a thing?
Instead of paying for everything separately, you're just going to pay $50 per month for all 3 of these. There's
a CBS and BET streaming service. Who the fuck are buying those? Who buying those though? A CBS?
But you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay a like $60 for you're gonna get like 6 of these streaming services.
It's ridiculous.
And that's literally cable. It is reverse cable.
It is reverse cable. But I think it's,
and God help us if someone buys YouTube. That makes it.
This is what YouTube Red is. Exclusive content shows. I don't know who buys that, but if it's still a thing, people. Because every time you sign into YouTube. I
thought they killed off YouTube Red.
Nah, that's still a thing.
That's still a thing, really?
Yeah, that's still a thing. Jesus. Who's buying? Because there's no ads, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it has like exclusive YouTube shows with some quirky famous YouTuber.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think they pay people anymore, right? I don't think they pay them to make those shows.
Yeah, it's legit shows. It's like
I know, but I think they stopped doing that a long time ago.
They probably the original shows, YouTube originals or whatever.
The YouTube originals, I think they killed that off because they were just they were garbage.
Yeah, because YouTube like I said, this ties into a lot of things in terms of money. Like imagine paying for YouTube in general, or imagine paying for people like to say, imagine paying for social media.
I hate when I see is this app free. I'm like, stop! Don't give them the
Because like I have this like this app it especially Twitter is a good example. This app shouldn't be free. And the stuff it offers. The stuff it offers.
I mean, the way they
though.
make their money is like they have ads. They put ads in there all the time.
Yeah.
They riddle them.
We are the ads.
Eventually, there's going to be a premium service where you don't see ads and you just pay them directly.
Yeah. Don't Instagram do that? Instagram doesn't do that, does it?
I wouldn't. You know what?
Facebook
they probably
owns them.
do.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but they probably do, honestly.
No, Facebook might be dying.
What do you mean might be? It's dead. It's pretty dead now.
It's slowly apparently it's a big issue with Facebook. Like the site, like people are taking the ads away from the site and everything.
Really?
A lot of companies, yeah.
Well, you know, like that their algorithm forces you to see negative stuff.
I think Twitter does that too.
So you stay engaged. That's like how you stay engaged on that site is like stuff that makes you pissed off and makes you want to respond to it. That stuff deliberately puts stuff in front of your face so you will stay engaged to it.
Yeah. I don't know who uses that site anymore.
We're really far off from where we started about games.
Yeah, I'm at 103 minutes when we end the show.
Yeah.
You got more to say.
Yeah, I think this would be a good place to stop. You wanna end it?
If you like this episode.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
If you want to give Drunken Ship a little sloppy toppy.
A big thumbs up. It's front of the camera. What's that movie to call? With Mike
Myers?
Mike Myers. The ads.
Oh,
Wayne's World.
The Pepsi. Yeah. It's like people only do things for money.
You sound like that guy. Mark Cerny.
Mark Cerny.
You blew my mind to say that.
Guys, if you like this show, please consider giving us a thumbs up. Tell your friend. Actually, I mean, just hit subscribe and then tell your friends.
Yeah, spread the word. We need
to spread the word. I mean, that's mainly how we grow.
We want the show popping. Pop it open.
Pop it open. Give us please just give us a little sloppy toppy. Just a little toppy.
And you subscribe.
You don't have to be that sloppy. We just want to be a big titty, little waist YouTube.
I'm not going to say anything anymore. I'm going to let you just spin it.
Big titty,
little waist. Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion.
No.
If you're watching this on Spotify, God, I keep talking over you. I'm sorry.
Watch. Let me talk about this wrestling. You just rambling there. What are you doing?
I know. Let's end it.
No, you're good. But no, you like once you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification button because we post every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So remind it and listen to it while you're at work or exercising outside or whatever. Spotify users, make sure you share our show. Pretty sure you can do it on Spotify. And if you want to see our faces instead of just listening, you can go to YouTube and just type Drunken Ship Podcast, and we should be the first video. Subscribe from there or whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. I'm still not used to the listening part. That's so weird when on Spotify.
Yeah. I listen to it sometimes. It sounds so good.
Really?
Even though it's only 2 episodes.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait, you figure out to put more in?
No, I put a spoilercast up there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, speaking of spoilercast, you did the Last of Us 2 spoilercast. You should totally listen to that. Give some thoughts what you think of the game. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching and listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening and watching.
That sounds so weird, doesn't it?
Yeah,
thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, see you guys.